Pastoralism has been practiced as a means of life by millions in the drylands of Ethiopia. And it is assumed that about 12% of the nation's population is engaged in pastoralist and agro-pastoralist economic activities. Beyond supporting the life of pastoralists, studies show that pastoralism has a huge value of Ethiopia's national economy. Despite the huge economic potential and value of the livestock sector in Ethiopia, levels of poverty and vulnerability still remain high amongst populations in pastoral parts of the nation.
For over 10-15 years, USAID used to work in these drought-affected areas on pastoral livelihood activities, but the resilience initiative started in 2011 after the 2011 drought, which covers Ethiopia, Kenya, Somalia, and Uganda, and also it has regional dimension with the East Africa Mission as well. The major objective is to build the ability of individuals, households, community systems, and even at national level to be able to absorb, adapt, and mitigate, and even recover from shocks and stresses which affected these pastoral communities, primarily which is drought.
USAID Prime, Pastoralist Areas Resilient Improvement through Market Expansion, is a 5-year project that's increasing income for 250,000 households and enhancing reliance to climate change through market opportunities in Ethiopia's pastoral dryland areas. The project achieves these goals through 5 objectives: by improving livestock and livestock products market systems, increasing resilience and ability to adapt to climate change, strengthening alternative livelihood for people transitioning out of pastoralism throughout and market opportunities, improving household nutrition outcomes, and enhancing knowledge management and learning of pastoralist areas. Through Prime, Mercy Corps Ethiopia, in consortium with various development partners, made a multifaceted intervention that has impacted encouraging changes in the economic life in resilience of target households so far.
The main purpose of the Prime project is to build resilience in very vulnerable households. And we do that by building capacities within these households. Some of the capacities that we work on are things like, do they have a good understanding of a diversified diet? Do they have a good understanding of being able to save money in microfinance institutes or banks? Do they have good access to feed, fodder, and other things that they need to raise livestock, like veterinary products? Do they have access to those things? And so a lot of the Prime project focuses on building this resilience in people so that when drought cycles are too close together, they don't suffer. They have options and opportunities to do different things to get them through those times.
With the objective of enhancing pastoralist access to veterinary drugs and services, through with life of productivity and competitiveness improvement component, Prime has initiated private business through cost-sharing grants.
Gaaf qorsi kun hin bitamini, armatti hin banamin, armayaane, birri 400 baafne, mooyyaal dhaqne, dhageeta birri 300 hiribiin ookis calla barbaanne, guyyaa tokko inni nurraa baha birrii 2,000 birrii 3,000 amma ammoo warri keenya gabbaane armiseen yoo armiseen ka agam qaalii birrii 30 fudhan birrii 40 fudhan ka agam qaalii eegi kanas banani lubbuun nu deebite jiraanne horiin keenya jiraate nu jiraanne ka cittoo dibanne ka fayyaan ta'e waraannanne eeginni arman nuu qubate alhamdulillah jiraan.
Though drought is at its peak in areas like of the Borena zone, Prime-supported feedlot businesses are contributing in building climate-resilient communities by purchasing emaciated cattle from pastoralists and agro-pastoralist families.
Loon uqqatan kasila yoona dura bonii ijjeese akka bonii ni jeenyam laallee irra binne ufi gabbifan gatii amma isaan ejjaniin laalee irra bite isaan fulaa akkana namni hin qabne wama gargaaruu hin danda'u. Anam kamuqqatellee yoo asit dhufanii nyaatiin argatanii bisaan dhugan kan argatanii jijjiiramanii naa gabbatan. Nallee faayidaa namichi silaaf loon bonii irra ejjeesu hawaan sila du'a irra bitanillee gargaarsa. Nuulachuufu gargaarsa.
Along with improving livestock productivity, Prime promotes productivity by creating market linkages with private meat and milk processing businesses. Jugjuga Export Slaughterhouse, JESH, is a newly established export standard meat processing plant supported through the Innovation and Investment Fund of Prime. Berwako Dairy Processing Factory is the other private company which came to operational with the Innovation and Investment Fund support of Prime. Berwako currently collects cow and camel milk from around 300 households to turn raw milk into different milk products with longer shelf life.
markay dhanaan kugu noqdaan ama waad soo celin ama sadaqa baxsan wax iiba ma lahan jirin imikana iibay leeyihiin oo ninkiin wax u dhalaa wuxuu ka helayaa waxoogaa yaroo carruurtii iyo qaxwahooga noqota wax weyn baa iska bedelay berigii hore waxa lagu shuban jiray bab markaad wax kala weyd buda aad weydeed bariis weydid ee daqiiq weydid garow ama salool baa la cuni jiray gamidna salool lama cuno garowna lama cuno shuuro anjeero bariis intaba la cunaa nolosha ciyaalku eegay dhaanta berigii hore.
Prime, through its natural resource and climate change adaptation components, focuses on enhancing pastoralist adaptation to climate change to improve early warning systems, governance and technologies that can support decision-making towards climate change adaptation.
ከፕራይም ጋር የምንሰራው ስራ ዋነኛው የፓስቶራሊስት ኤሪያዎች ላይ የሚቴዎሮሎጂ መረጃዎችን ዳውን ስኬልድ በሆነ መልኩ እንዲደርሳቸው ከዚህም በተጨማሪ ፓርትነርሺፕ በመፍጠር ተጠቃሚዎች መረጃዎቹን በአግባቡ እንዲጠቀሙባቸው ለማስቻል የሚሰራ ስራ ነው። በዚህ መሰረት እንግዲህ በብሔራዊ ሜትሮሎጂ ኤጀንሲ የሚቴዎሮሎጂ መረጃ መሰብሰቢያ አውታሮቹን ለማስፋፋት ባለው እቅድ መሰረት 4 አውቶማቲክ ዌዘር ስቴሽኖች ወይንም 4 ሰው አልባ የሚቴዎሮሎጂ መረጃ መሰብሰቢያ ጣቢያዎች በፕራይም ፕሮጀክት ተገዝተው ባለሙያዎቻችን አቅም የፎርካስት የመስጠት አቅም እና ስኪላቸው ለማዳበር የተለያዩ ስልጠናዎች ተሰጥተዋል። በዚህም ከዚህ በፊት ስንሰጠው የነበረው በዞን ሌቭል የነበረ ፎርካስት አሁን በወረዳ ደረጃ መረጃ ለማቅረብ የሜቴዎሮሎጂ መረጃ እና ፎርካስት ለማቅረብ የሚቻልበት ደረጃ ላይ የደረስንበት ሁኔታ አለ።
The project improved the resilience capacity of the community through participatory approach, focusing on strengthening customary and formal government institutional capacities and securing inclusive youth in management rights of communal lands. So far, Prime has been working on 24 rangeland systems covering over 8 million hectares of land, revitalizing and strengthening 24 rangeland councils with 1,692 rangeland council members and over 43,000 hectares of land has been covered with improved management practices such as bush thinning, prosopis clearing, communal enclosures, soil and water conservation, and dry season reserves. Through PRIME, 19 rangeland systems developed community rangeland management plans, and 16 of those endorsed by community and government stakeholders. PRIME's development and rehabilitation intervention, made in 35 water points, has enabled about 30,000 households to improved access to water. Harobake Microdam is one of the key water sources available for pastoralists in the Borana zone of Oromia region.
Waan nu fooyya'e haroon kun gadaabaa torbaa hagan nagasii geette maansaan guutamtee diqqaattee cabsuuf isin bisaaleen diqqaattee si wal deeban eegamni nuun qotanii jedhani yoo guyyaa sila nuun qotini haroon kun amma yoon bisaan kun iyyuu hin jirani isaatii yoonatu bisaan yaafooqqanenne soda gubbaa ejjinaa amma eegiyoonana warri sun harootan nu haaromse guutamtee ol gad deebite amma agayikadhees gannillee yoo ole bisaan kan hin dhabnu kaydan abdii qoot gubbaa nuufiyyuu bu'aa guddoo irraa akkasiin akka bonirra nu dandamachiisu karaa bisaaniitiin faadda guddoo irraa arganne nu dandamachiisi jechuu jira faadda akkas irraa arganne.
PRIME, under its Alternative Livelihoods Development component, promotes the increased resilience of pastoralists, agro-pastoralists, and those transitioning out of pastoralism by preparing for and successfully seeking out securing and thriving in alternative climate-adaptive livelihoods. In the last 6 years, PRIME facilitated access to inclusive financial services, skills training, expansion of small, medium, and large businesses, supported policies essential for more competitiveness and inclusive, sustainable economic growth.
Osoo leenjiin indura qara manum ta'a ture amma erga leenjii kana fudhadheen dudduubatti amma hojii kana bobba'ee hojjechuu jira. Egerilleeti abdii guddaa akka jijjiiramuu danda'u fi abdii guddaa na keessatti uumtee jirti. Boriin jijjiiramaa waan jedhu fudhadheettiin hojjechuu jira.
PRIME supported expansion of Somali Microfinance Institution, Afar Microfinance Institution, and Race Microfinance Institutions to narrow the financial services access gap in the regions.
አሁን መስኮዱ ከዛ ጊዜ ጀምሮ ፊዚቢሊቲ ስተዲን በማድረግ ፊዚቢሊቲ ስተዲን በመስራት እነዚህ የሚያስፈልጉት ክራይቴሪያዎች አሉ። ብሔራዊ ባንክ አንድ ማይክሮፋይናንስ መሟላት ያለባቸው ዶክመንቶች አሉ። እነዛን ዶክመንቶችን በማዘጋጀት ከዛ ጊዜ ጀምሮ አብረን እስካሁን እየተጓዝን ያለነው።
One of the breakthrough interventions of PRIME is supporting the successful rollout of mobile and agent banking in Ethiopia Somali region. By making financial services, employment and entrepreneurship creations and access to agricultural inputs as a center for creating alternative livelihoods options, PRIME, through private service providers, has so far facilitated the formation of 778 village savings and loan associations (VSLAs) with a total amount of member savings reaching about 6.4 million birr across project intervention areas.
Bondabre, like fudanet, like hanjia devisa, yoarji handalangal chinjid ufulle fudanet, alumangal china. Lukko yung gurgur, loon dhiise. Bon heessalle. Doora horii yung fixan. Birrii yoo la heessan qabnu baranneeyyu.
PRIME expanded 14 TVETs and facilitated scholarships for short-term skills training for over 3,900 people transitioning out of pastoralism. Prime nutrition component focuses on improving household nutrition using different social behavioral change and communication approaches. These thematic areas focuses on the first 1,000-day period, which is the first time from conception up to the second birthday of the child, by working closely with pregnant and lactating women as well as children under 2 years of age. It focuses on strengthening the health system to deliver effective nutrition services and also supporting households to practice behaviors that support good nutritional status. Some of the key activities include exclusive breastfeeding, timely introduction of complementary foods after 6 months, diversified household diets, hand washing at critical times, household gardening, involving women in household decision making, animal health services, feeding milking livestock to sustain milk production in lean period, and prioritizing household money for nutrition. Prime's Learning and Knowledge Management (LKM) component measures project outcomes and impacts in an innovative, participatory and responsive way, while documenting learning and reflections from all stakeholders that helps to reflect and how to improve programming while ensuring that targets results are revised accordingly. LKM component also supported the Ministry of Peace to enrich and update the existing pastoral development policy and strategic framework.
The period now, as you know, 2011, starting 2011, 2014, 15, now 16, we are in a serious drought in this pastoral area. So evidences are showing us that had it not been for the Prime project, our beneficiaries would have been in a worst scenario, in a worst case. But now this project was helping, building these people's capacities, absorptive capacity, adaptive capacity, and even we are working, as I said, at system level, transformative capacity. So these communities are now in a better shape than those communities not getting the services or not beneficiaries of Prime. So I can say, yes, Prime has really met its objective. And of course, there are lots that we learned. We need to improve in the future. Otherwise, I can say it is meeting its objective.
During the last 6 years, Prime surpassed its target and reached 321,772 vulnerable households through integrated interventions. Key findings in the Endline Survey 2017 when compared to the Baseline Survey 2013 indicated that with the implementation of Prime, households' use of animal health services, nominal income and dietary diversity of children aged 6 to 23 months between 2013 and 2017 have improved despite severe and frequent droughts during the implementation period.
The first thing that I want to do is thank everybody that's been associated with Prime for the outstanding success of the program. I think what has been accomplished over the last number of years is truly impressive. So I want to say a big thank you to our donor, USAID. Big thank you to the government of Ethiopia for their incredible support. For all of our many partners, international, but especially our national partners who made this happen.